Alrighty, good afternoon ladies and gents, good evening, whatever time you are catching the video. Either way, nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining the video in the first place. So I'm going to quickly take some time as we do the warm-up lap to just kind of explain real quick how I've been away for so long and why I apologize for that. So firstly, as some of you may have seen, the videos were not coming out as I had planned them to be. I'm hoping this one will be better. I might post it either way. If you see it, I posted it. If you didn't, it's just is what it is on my end. But nonetheless, I am recording right now. Reason I've been away. So I've been away due to a collapsed lung, a spontaneous neurothorax, I believe is what it was called. Pretty much my left lung decided to just collapse itself. I had grew in my sleep and I didn't have enough body fat inside to actually keep my lung intact. So what happened was a blister popped or something like that, and when the blister popped, caused air to seep into my lung, or like around my lung, which slowly over time grew and made my lung collapse. So I do apologize for the time away. I'm hoping this does come out better, as the videos were also a bit on the shittier end before I went into the hospital. But who knows, maybe we're good now. So right now we're going to start the formation lap. I am running the I believe 2019 Honda Nsx GT3, the Evo edition, with the good old livery for Shift. If you guys don't know, I used to race with a group called Shifty Racing, and now I am racing with another group called Pitskill. So I'm choosing to represent Shift, as they're who I started with, hoping again the video comes out well and you guys enjoy the content I choose to start releasing. Thinking of starting to do more videos like this where I go over a race that I have done, sometimes two races. Right now it's just going to be one. They are 40-minute long races, 40-minute stints, 20-minute qualifying. I qualified in P15 out of 17, and I will say I was pretty happy with the finish, even though it ended how it ended. But I'll skip forward to the start of the race so you guys can get to the interesting bits. So we're side by side now, about to go green. I'm in P15 out of 17 drivers currently. This AMG in front of me, beautiful racing. We're about to, so now we're at 70, waiting to get the green flag so we can really start pushing. And the start is pretty hectic, honestly. So here's the green flag. We got the Ferrari on our right that we can't currently see. It's out of view. And we have a Porsche beside us as well, which is why I'm in the pit lane. So we're 3 wide at this point. There's the Porsche I was just talking about. This AMG here, heavy on the brakes, pretty much makes me stop. Now we're still 3 wide. We have the Beamer there, the Porsche, and myself. I pull out as well as the Beamer. I hit that sausage curb, it popped me up a bit. Barely managed to brake in time to get past, or to stop before that Porsche. Back on the gas. We're now all clear all around if I'm not mistaken. Drop down to 3rd for this corner. Watch these two battle. See, knew that was gonna happen. Gain a position. We're now up into 14th if I'm not mistaken. We'll check the HUD just so we can check. Apparently we're in 16th at this point, so we're still pushing. We know this is 3rd gear. Gonna keep it in there. Bit too far to the left on the way inside actually. We're up to 15 after P16 had actually spun it. Coming 1st gear, don't know where the Porsche is going there, but we're gonna take the position because why not? Free position, I'll take it, awesome. So we're now flying 5th gear through here, flat out. Don't want to get on the brakes, slows you down too much. Should have braked later, but I was on the brakes early. Trying not to get into any incidents. Trying to keep it clean the whole way through the first lap. We've now moved up to 13th from 15th, so we've gained 2 positions from start. And now we're going to start our first actual lap after our last rolling start. So right now I'm currently trying to chase down 12th, Mr. Harris here. Great race with him, honestly. It was amazing. Shift down to first, ended a bit too wide into the corner. Have to be easy on the gas on my way out. Managed to reconnect the next two corners, luckily. Shift down to first at the perfect time. And now me and Mr. Harris are side by side, aka P12. So now me and P12 are fighting hard for this position. We both come into the corner. I leave him the entire right hand side of the corner, and he actually pulled out. So he had given me that position. Come down to second because I don't want to lose the people ahead of us. I want to make sure we can keep in that fight. And overbrake myself into the S turns. So I shift down into second, recover, come back into third. I now have Harris right behind me actually, as you can see 0.061, and he outbraked himself. So we'll go back here, and if you want to see what happened, we're following through, or he's following me through. I'm on my brakes right here, and he just accidentally was too late on the brakes and went for the overtake at a shitty part. He spun me out. It's whatever. Early on in the race, 40-minute race like I was saying, lost the 2 positions actually, so I'm now back down to 14th. And I just keep pushing. Don't let it get to you, just keep pushing. Again, early on, first actual lap, and it's almost the end of that lap, so we're going on to the second lap pretty soon here, but I feel like I can make that time back, so I just say screw it and keep pushing. Hit the sausage curb there, supposed to stay in third for that corner. Break down to first, went a little bit too tight in on that corner. You want to go wider on the entry, tighter on the exit. I don't know the name of the corner, so I do apologize. Shift down to second, and then P14 spins it, so that's a free position back. And we're flying, we're going good. On the way through, third gear, through this corner, slowed down a bit too much, but recovered it. As you can see, I am making time on the guys ahead of us just because they are battling for positions, so they are slowing each other down ultimately. Through this section here, I've been faster than some people, so I will say that this is going to be my best section. As you saw, we had somebody spin out, so that's another free position, and that moves us up into 13th if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of wheel spin on the exit of that corner, coming down towards that flat section that I was talking about. And then get on your brakes right about here. I like to take this corner nice and tight like that so I can get back on my gas early. And then you want to ride this in third, but try to avoid that sausage curb. Then brake at the 50-meter mark there. We come in, turn in, getting too tight there, and then get on the gas. We're trying our hardest right now to catch it up to P12. So as we start, I want to say lap 5 now, lap 4, let's see here, lap 6. We're starting lap 6. We're now 1.8 seconds behind, and they have actually swapped positions, the 2 cars ahead of us. So now I am chasing that Mercedes I was talking about at the start of the race. Again, great racing with them, it was beautiful. I personally think, with me not being too much of an educated racer, I still had fun with it. If you guys think any of it was questionable, let me know in the comments. But you are about to see everything that unfolds with him. So he sends it a bit too wide through that corner and actually catches his tire on the grass, so he needs to get off the gas for a second. And then he also outbrakes himself through that corner, so now we're catching up even more. Coming through P1, braking just after the 100-meter board now, and gaining a little bit more time on him throughout the corner. Missed that sausage like you're supposed to, and just got in tight enough so I could keep it in flat. Had a better exit than him due to rotating the car under braking. As we come into to this turn, we shift down into gear 3, and you can see him slide a bit, but it's nothing major. We have moved up to P12 from P15, so far we have made 3 positions, which is not too bad so far. Braking just after the 100-meter board once again, coming into first gear and having a cat coming to say hello. We're going to touch the grass a little bit and fly. After flying, we're going to go into the dirt, completely mess up the corner, and try to make time back. We went from being 600 of a second behind to closer to 5 or 7 seconds. I believe when I was looking it was saying 7.1. So I said time to make that time back and made sure I did not let it stay that far behind for long. So as we come into the S's, he's obviously going slower than I am. I take it in 3rd gear, trying to maintain as much speed as possible. And then we come into this back section here, where we are braking too early once again, and actually going to mess up the corner a little bit, but manage to save it just enough so we're not screwing ourselves. All the time I made on the car behind me has now been taken away, and we are now only 2 seconds behind, or 2 seconds ahead, as I am trying to make time back on P11. Right now we're about lap 11. I want to say this is roughly halfway through the race, just after. Yeah, this is 23 minutes in, so this is roughly halfway through the race. As we go through P5 or gear 5 and shift down to gear 1 throughout T1, you can see that P10 actually had a big enough mistake for us to get by. So I follow through on the outside, trying to get around. As you might see, his headlights are still here. He had a better run on the exit. So I am now chasing in P12 as P11 and P10 have swapped out. Shift down to 3rd to get through this corner. I'm trying now to figure out how can I overtake him. As I see, he goes a bit wide through this corner, so something's telling me his tires might be a little bit more cooked than mine are, or overheated, however you would like to think of it. I know down here doesn't give you the best display, but still. As we come up over the hill, way better braking than him throughout this section, which gives me way more speed, and then I had a better exit as well because of it. So we're coming down into 4th, we're right on his tail, not even 200th of a second behind, a mere 100th of a second, and he oversends it into the turn, so I take that position nice and clean. Now we've moved up into P11 from P15, and I send it into the dirt. But either way, plan is pit and then make some more positions because of the slightly early pit. I'm also trying to beat the Mercedes here out of the pits, as that is going to be another position gained. So obviously, as you saw, the Beamer continued on and is on his way. And we are now done our pit stop and out just before the Mercedes that I was talking about, so we actually gained a position on the pit. Now main focus is running away, getting away from him as fast as possible. Braking just after the 100 meter board again, coming up the hill, T1, and shifting up to T2, upwards to T3, or gear 3, and back down to gear 2 for this corner here, as we make our way towards the next right-hander. I don't know if you can take this right-hander here in gear 4. I've been taking it in gear 3 myself personally, as it feels the most suitable and comfortable. You're pushing yourself a bit, but not too much where you might understeer through the corner. Anywho, coming up to the S's, up into gear 3, but gear 2 because obviously, you know, cold tires, need to make sure they don't overheat. Coming into gear 4 as we come up the hill here, and completely forgetting all that practice I did where I was learning where the braking zone is. So now, I'm a bit further out on that braking, but still managed to make it work, and we have gained 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds on P13. We're now trying to chase down P11 so we can try to get that position back and get up there in ranking. Flying through gear 3 through here, like I was saying earlier, that's the best gear to take it in. Coming down to gear 1 and actually getting a position through someone going into pit. So due to the pit, I just gained another position, bringing us up into P11, and I believe bringing Carol up into P10. Braking just after the 150 board or 100 meter board before the 50 meter board, down into first gear, sliding through the corner due to rotation of the car. Coming into second, and there goes P11. So now that is another position. I am now in P11. Now is when the determination hits to finish in top 10. Seeing that P10 is now going into pit, we have actually gained that position ourselves. So we have now moved up to P10 from P15. So that is 5 positions gained since the start of the race. But then here comes the leader, Mr. Willie there, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's Mr. Mach. I don't know how to actually pronounce his name. Sorry if I did mispronounce and you do see the video. But P1 is now ahead of us, and we're trying to just kind of keep up with him, seeing how well we are able to do on that process. So I've not actually moved up to P10. I'm still in P11. Turns out that was not P10 going into pit. That was P2. I guess now P4. And we're chasing P1 as we speak. So we have a dream of catching P10 at the very least before the end of the race. We have just about 7 minutes left in the race, so let's see what we can do in that short amount of time, as he has to actually let P1 by him, so the gap between us has dropped down even more due to him needing to slow down and mess up his own corner. We shift down to second so we can get on speed and back up to power as fast as possible through this corner here. As we come into the third gear right hand corner, we can now see that Lambo in front of us, and we want it bad. Coming out of T1 in first gear and shifting our way up into third, we're going to approach turn 4, I believe, in second gear once again, and see him actually oversteer a little bit and need to correct himself, which is good for us. That means his tires are starting to get cooked. They're starting to be worn out, which is a little bit more progress that we can make on him. We're now a mere 800th of a second behind him, just like we were with that Porsche earlier. As we come through the S's, I give him a little bit of room. I don't want to scare him too much, as it is, again, coming near the end of the race. So we just kind of hope and see what we can do. Coming to gear 1 throughout this corner, coming down to the flat out section on the back of the track. What beautiful lights, by the way, I never saw those. Hit gear 5 if I'm not mistaken, and then we come into this beautiful turn here. He actually sends it a bit wide on the exit, but manages to keep it on track enough to keep position. And then I shift down into second because I do not want to take a chance of understeering throughout that corner. And again, gear 1 throughout the last corner of the lap. Going back up, we're trying to get his slipstream. Obviously, we're a tad bit behind, so it's not working out as we would expect, but you know, it's what it is. We're trying. braking just after the 100-meter board. We're now 7/100th of a second behind him. And then we start feeling our tires get a little bit overheated as well and start to slide a bit. But you know, that's fine. Something that we can work with and something that we can overcome with time. We're gonna sit in gear 3 and actually manage to hit a sequence throughout the corner pretty nicely, which is going to bring us up closer to P10. And then I outbraked myself. But throughout outbraking, I have managed to actually get a run on the Lamborghini, so now we are chasing the Lamborghini nice and close. That 700th of a second has dropped down to a mere 100th of a second, and we are going to actually come out tighter than he is throughout that corner, and we are going to be side by side. I brake a bit more than I should have, so he gets the position back, and now it's back to chasing. Shift back down to gear 1 for the last corner of the lap, and we start pushing hard. We want this position. We have now given him notice that we are here and we are going to be battling when it is possible. He now knows we are behind him and that we have the possibility of overtaking. And now it is the three of us, if I'm not mistaken, all bunched up chasing each other. So from 11th to 9th, we are all now fighting for position, trying to make something work. 9th obviously cuts in a bit tight there, which is a bit questionable, but nothing unseen before. And we are now down into gear 2, coming towards that third gear right-hander once again. This time though, we are going to be on lap 20, going towards 21. We take that right-hander pretty decently, I would say. Get a pretty alright exit, and then we come in second gear for this corner as we come in towards the S's. Back up to third gear, and we're going to stick in third gear unless they slow us down a bit, which, surprisingly enough, P9 does. So, I now know P9's slower than me and P10 here. I was going to go for the overtake, realized didn't have the room, not going to push my luck. Accidentally sent it a little bit there, did not mean to dive that hard. I do want to thank P10 right now, Burrows, for actually giving me space there. Did not need to. And I managed to move up to P10. Now we're chasing down P9. Also, another Honda. So, I sent it on the inside here because I feel like, you know, I have pace on him and I can make something work. So, coming around again, P3, or gear 3, and we shift down into first gear, and now is when I try to get a run, best run I can possible, without even realizing he's in a Honda. I thought he was actually the guy who's currently in P8. I thought I was fighting a Ferrari for position, not a Honda. So, braking just after the 100-meter board, trying to take a tighter line than he does. And he's actually doing a pretty good job of defending throughout this section here. Coming through, I'm now on the same line as him, and I have to go a bit wider than he does, giving him the better exit through the turn there. Again, coming towards the third gear right-hander, so I say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to take the inside. Surprisingly enough, we're side by side, braking just barely after him, and he actually gives up the battle, giving me position. Coming into second gear throughout this corner now because I don't want to do anything too risky. Shifting back up into third and actually gaining some time on the cars ahead of me in the process of this section right here. As we are now 14 seconds ahead of the guy in P12, which is quite phenomenal considering we were 6 seconds ahead of him just a couple laps ago. And now at this point we have determination to get 8th place. We now have made it to top 10. Let's see if we can get 8th place. We have 7 minutes remaining in the race. Let's see what we can do. That's the mind thought, that's the mind process. Here's a back marker, so we're gonna pass that back marker on the left hand side. But that back marker is actually still beside us. That back marker was still beside us. So we go from P9 all the way down to P11 just before the last lap. 44.5 minutes through the entire session, including the warm-up lap and the overall race. So we're probably about, 38 minutes through, 39. There's, if I'm not mistaken, about 57 seconds left in the race when this incident occurs. But is what it is, racing incident. Sadly though, we have lost any hope of catching P8 and getting a P8 finish. So now we are on the defense from none other than the BMW that we have been running with for majority of the race, Carroll, P13. Now it's a mere hope I can get through the rest of the race without running out of fuel. If you see the blinking down here, that's me being low on fuel, as well as outrunning P13 and not letting him pass me. So as you can see, my brakes are hot right now. Like, I'm hard on my brakes, alright? Bright red hot front brakes, but make it work. We got the Mercedes up in front there, so I know who I'm chasing, I know who I'm trying to get to. We have one lap of fuel, so luckily this was our actual last lap. As we come through, we got headlights going out, just a completely damaged car, but we're trying to make it work. Coming through, letting this Porsche by, as I am now a back marker for said Porsche. If I'm not mistaken, that's P3 getting by me, trying to make his way up towards the finish line and hopefully get to P2 before the finish. So now we are racing on the last lap, and I'm just trying to follow his line, trying to make sure I do not let P12 pass me up and get my position. I may have been 9th, pushing towards 8th, but anywhere above the 15th that I started in, I will take. Coming through the penultimate corner, we are going to actually tuck it away in P11 for the daily race with Pitskill at pitskill.io. If you guys would like to join any of these races at any time, we do daily races at pitskill.io on PC for ACC, as well as LMU and iRacing. We have a Discord, also named Pitskill. Search it up on Discord and you may be able to find something. Even search up the website and you will find a link for the Discord. As long as you have ACC on PC, you are able to participate in the series. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like and sub, and let me know what you guys thought of it, what I can improve on, and what should really be done differently. Yeah. Anywho, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.